Yahusha HaMashiach, Yahusha our Messiah. Repent, the kingdom's at hand. Our King is coming. Don't you know? Our King is coming. Don't you know? Our King is coming. Get your house in order. Our King is coming. Fall back.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. How are you today? I'm your sister SiSi, and you are listening to SiSi on Air on PQLR1 Radio, where Yah is first. Praise Yah. We just thank him for allowing us yet another time to come together to talk to another artist yet again. We want to allow you all to call us, text us with any of your comments concerning the station. Our phone number is 314-744-9414. We look forward to hearing from you. Also, make sure that you join us on your Android app, also on YouTube, also on Facebook, also on Twitter, also on Instagram. PQLR, the number one radio, where Yah is first. Of course, you know that stands for Peculiar One Radio, because we are called to be what? A peculiar people. And we look forward to doing that every single day as we serve the Father. All right. Today is no different. We are talking to another artist today. We are so blessed and so thankful to have Simchah Yahu with us today.
Shalom, shalom, family.
Greetings, sis. We so thank you. You are another new artist that we have added to our repertoire of wonderful people serving Yah, and we just so thank you for your work. So, first of all, of course, I know you already, but that's okay. We want to make sure that the artists listening, because we do have a lot of artists that listen. Praise Yah for them, and also all of our other listening audience members. Talk to us about your background in music. Like, where did you start out first, singing and bringing forth praise to Yah?
Oh, wow. I started singing when I was about, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years old. My mother is a singer-songwriter, and so she would be working on her original music after she thought I went to sleep, and I would actually stay up and I would listen to her singing in the next room and start singing the songs around the house the next day. And it just kind of developed from there. As I was growing up, I was in choir, chorus all the time. During my junior and senior year in high school, I was in concert choir as well as show choir. So I was a part of the music nuts in my high school. And when I came into the awakening about 8 years ago, I was a little hesitant at first, but right around the time that COVID hit and everyone was indoors, I had actually just lost my job at the hospital that I was working at. And so not sure of what to do next. I just cried out to the Most High. And I said, whatever it is that I'm supposed to be doing, just show me what it is that I'm supposed to do and I'll do it. And clear as day, he was like, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be singing. You're supposed to be singing for my praise and my esteem. So immediately I went to my Ima and I was like, okay, Mom, I'm ready to start singing and singing righteous music. So that was about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And all esteem to Yahuwah, I've been able to release 4 albums, 1 EP, maxi single with myself and 10 other Akotis that I've been blessed to be able to take a part of and, really reflect. And now I've been able to take a little sabbatical. I recently got married last year. So I kind of took a little sabbatical from music to, kind of focus in on being a newlywed and learning my role of being a wife. And now I'm slowly but surely getting ready to start going back into the studio and starting to record again and do music. Still working on a couple of projects right now that got put to the side, but I'm steadily working.
Hmm. Well, you know what? Shout out to Ima Amalia, who
Yes, yes.
drives the whole train. We see her in the background.
Mhm.
Everybody doesn't know about her, but I see her on social media supporting everyone. So she's everybody's support system in the music industry. I can see.
Absolutely.
Calls many people her sons and daughters, not just her own physical daughter, but she calls other people her sons and daughters. And praise Yah for that, because we definitely are in shortage of elders that are willing to stand up, and I see her doing it all the time.
Absolutely.
Praise Yah for her. Well, we hope to talk to her one day as well. Um, so speaking of Ima Amalia, a lot of people have their ups and downs with their relationship with their parents. It doesn't matter if you're a teenager or an adult. What would you say drives your relationship with your mother? How is it that you would say that you all, keep staying together and keep building your relationship stronger?
Honestly, I think that has to do with it always just being us. I was raised by a single parent. I met my father for the first time when I was 10, and sad to say, he passed away when I turned 13. So our relationship was very brief and sudden. So I'm just grateful to be able to have been raised by her. Yeah, we butt heads like any mother and daughter would, but it's the strength in no matter what's going on, she has always stood by me, even when I didn't make the best decisions. She never fled, she stayed. And she had every opportunity, within the last, I want to say, 18 years to have gone on because she had raised her child, but she stayed and she helped me raise not one, but two of my own children. And now, you know, like anything else, we squabble. We have our times where, we don't agree on everything, but the Most High blessed me to be able to have a mother that I can go to and air my grievances, and she listens, she hears me. And she doesn't just say, well, I'm the mom, so I don't agree and I don't have to agree. We actually have those conversations, those hard conversations. And it's just a miracle and a blessing to be able to have that, because a lot of people do not, both in this awakening and people that are not in this awakening. So I'm very blessed to have someone that loves me genuinely, supports me beyond what a quote parent end quote is supposed to. And now she's the beacon of our family. She keeps us lifted in prayer. She has personal relationships with not only me, but with my husband, because his mother is not in the awakening.
Mm,
So, he has that mother figure that he longed for
mm.
and needs. I have my mom, and my children have their grandmother. So it's an incredible blessing.
Wow, that's amazing. So, with you going through different tumultuous times as a youth and then even as an adult, have you seen your mother's respect transition and grow, or would you say that she's always been the same?
A little bit of both, like anyone. You know how the quote says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Mhm.
In certain instances you can,
Okay.
because there are some things that, she's not gonna deflect about, she's not gonna go back and forth, she's set against it, or this is how she's rolling with it and that's it. But then there are those times where she really will listen to what it is that I have to say, or that my son has to say, or my daughter, or even my husband. And she'll have to go sit somewhere and process it and then come back with her response. And that's the wonderful thing that I love about her,
Mm,
is that she has those moments where she will just take a step back, take a beat, and really hear what it is that we have to say
mhm,
and not be so stuck in her ways
mhm.
and expand her mindset on some things. So it's a wonderful, you know, like I continue to say, good days, bad days.
Well, you
But
know what?
all
You're
esteem to Yahuwah, we have the relationship, 35 years,
yeah.
building and rebuilding in some instances, because there was a time where the umbilical cord was so obvious that it had not been cut in
Okay.
our relationship.
Okay.
And all esteem to Yahuwah, we identified the things that needed to be identified and were able to converse positively on how to reflect the change that was necessary between the two of us to even have the type of relationship that we have now.
Mhm, mhm. Well, the thing is, when you describe how she kind of takes the things and goes and processes them, that's actually scriptural, because we're supposed to hear the matter out,
Mhm.
not just jump to conclusions in my way or the highway or anything. So for her to hear the matter and instead of just going crazy, she goes and processes it and then gives you her answer. I mean, again, she is truly an elder by doing that.
Mhm.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I hope to be that way one day, but I'm not there.
And
I
that's okay. That's okay to acknowledge that, is that you're not there yet. You're willing to get there. So
Yeah,
praise God for
yeah,
that.
definitely willing to get there, and by Yah's grace, I will get there. But like you said, you know what? Teaching an old dog new tricks, it can be done, but you know what? Sometimes dogs receive special education as well. Not that we're dogs, it's just you know, a way that we, phrase things at times. But yes,
Right.
absolutely. That's a beautiful thing. That's great. Now, I wanted to say, again, shout out to Ima Amalia. She's fantastic. I only know her over social media, but I see her. She's great. So, I got to tell you, sis, I was just one day in my YouTube and I clicked on your channel and I was watching one of your videos and I just watch it all the time. And I mean, your smile is just so like, I don't know, contagious. I mean, I watch your videos and you are so happy to do the work of Yah. You can tell like nobody's forcing you. You really enjoy doing that. How would you say even through different and challenging times you keep your smile because your music is just so authentic, but you just through it all you keep your smile. You don't I don't see any pressure. You're just smiling through your music.
Right. Honestly, it's when I'm doing a video, I always have to I reflect on the lyrics first and foremost,
Mhm,
because that's what really speaks to a lot of people's spirit, is the words that we say and the words that we rap or that we sing. So I reflect on the lyrics first and foremost. And then second of all, I reflect on how Yahuwah has brought me out of different situations. Shout out to my sis, your Pa Q. I reflect on how Yahuwah took me out of
mhm,
certain dealings, and I reflect on how my life could have been considering to where I am now.
mhm,
So that's why I smile, because Most High has brought me through so, so much. Like, I could have been out here addicted to drugs.
mhm,
I could have been out here being a prostitute, selling
mhm,
my body,
mhm,
you know. I could have been dead because I battled with, depression,
mhm,
and I used to battle with suicide all
mhm,
the time. So I constantly have to smile because now I don't have those, those issues anymore. Praise Yah. He's
mhm,
truly brought me through some things. And so every chance I get, I smile. Now there are days where, I may shed a tear and I have to cry out and I have to release and pour out. But all esteem to the Most High. There are very few times where I have that. I try and stay as positive as I can, and I meditate on things a lot. So I'm very, very grateful.
Wow. So you mentioned this to me before about, those hard times, like when you had been contemplating suicide and been very depressed. Do you think that in what we are calling our community and the awakening, there is still a lot of that going on that people are not understanding what's going on, or what do you think?
Absolutely. I'm not one to try and exacerbate it, but I do believe that there are still some people in this awakening that, sometimes they have their good days and bad days like anybody else.
Mhm.
And sometimes they struggle with certain things. And it really ministers to me, and it reminds me that I am doing the Most High's work, because there are people that have come to me. It was like, your music has really helped me through a really rough time. I dealt with the passing of a family member, or I'm dealing, with my own personal issues. And it really got me through, and it got me through to another day. And that really ministers to me, and it confirms to me that I'm doing what it is that I'm supposed to do. So I'm extremely grateful.
Mhm. Yeah, I totally hear that. Now, I said this before. You just come out with songs. It's like, whoa, she's got a new album already, and you just, like you said, you took a break. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, well, let me.
Yeah, I
I can
haven't
I can catch
recorded in
up, maybe.
over, goodness, I haven't recorded in over 6 months.
Oh, only 6 months. Okay.
Yeah, only 6 months.
That's not a long time. Well, for you, it is. I mean, you like making music every day, so that's amazing. So, talk to us about a song that you had created in some of those hard times that you're like, whoa, that was truly the Holy Spirit, how it came together and it became a song.
The song you inspired, Identity Crisis, absolutely, which we shot a video for that should be ready probably, hopefully within the next few weeks, Yahuwah willing. I'm very excited about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Identity Crisis. Now, are there any collaborations on that song?
Yes, it is featuring Lahaya Serve as well as her husband Ty Serve.
Oh, okay. Well, praise
Mhm.
yeah, that is fantastic. Now with the collaborations, let's go back to Ima Amalia, um, because she is, definitely a musical artist too. How many songs have you all done together?
Oh, goodness. Every song that I have released except for maybe five.
Okay,
I think I've written five out of everything that I've ever put out.
okay, okay. Wow, that's amazing. So does she just kind of choose to stay in the background,
She
or
chooses to stay in the background. I've been begging her to perform live with me.
okay?
She will not do it. Even my husband has been trying to get her to do it. She won't do it. She said, I'm in the background for a reason. So,
A good mother. She really is, because I know she just wants you to go ahead and take the mantle at this point.
but even the kids have done it. Like we just had a event here in Texas last weekend, the Hebrew
Mhm,
Wall Street event.
mhm, mhm.
And both children got up there with me and did their spoken word. And my daughter, poor baby, she was so nervous, but she did so good. She got a standing ovation just
Wow.
for getting out there and just trying.
Now, did you all
So,
record that? Because we would love to hear that, review it, and put it on air.
all esteem, I believe my Akoti Zamira, she is actually getting ready to upload some of the footage from the concert where we did the song that my daughter collaborated with us on. So it should probably be released to YouTube, I think, sometime tomorrow.
Okay, okay. Well, I do see some things that Zamira released. I mean, the internet is kind of flooded with that with with that event from last week. Praise yeah.
Yeah, it was a wonderful time.
Yeah, yeah, and it's always in Texas, Mississippi, they have them different places, but I know Texas has got the Israelites on lock. That's where
Mhm.
all Israelites live, seems like in Texas. But yeah, that's a blessing, because we definitely look forward to uplifting the youth and encouraging them to do more. And you know what? I have got to actually say, shout out to young Yahushua. I see that he has just graduated, right?
Yes, he did. He graduated from high school. So he is
Oh,
taking a gap year right now, enjoying a little bit of freedom. He's working, and he is also working on taking Keep It Clean Cuisine to the next level. He's going to use this year to do that. So I'm
okay.
extremely proud of him. He actually vended this year at Hebrew Wall Street. He
Okay.
got in the kitchen and had a really nice menu. He did lamb burgers with some sweet potato fries, mint ginger lemonade, and then I baked my banana pound cake, and we sold out of everything. I was very shocked.
Wait, why were you very shocked? You always sell out everything.
I didn't think that we were going to have that, kind of support. You know what I mean? Because there were so many other vendors. There were a couple of other food vendors. There were clothing apparel. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So it was just wonderful to see that everybody liked everything.
You know, we be hungry. So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
not a fact. Well, shout out to him because he is really working really hard to, be what Yah has called him to be at an early age. Of course, I have interviewed him as well, and I'm just very proud of him. I have yet to speak with your daughter. I look forward to it, Yah willing, if she wants to come on and speak with me about her gift. But I'm just really excited about everything that Yah is doing in your family. And of course, we don't want to miss out on DJ Taz. Why don't you talk about him for a little while? You all have just recently gotten married and it hasn't been very long, but how is all of that going for you?
Married life is awesome. We are actually coming up on our 1 year anniversary this August, August 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even feel like it's been almost a year. It's been wonderful. You know, like anything else, marriage has its good days, its bad days. But one thing that I can attest to my husband is that he is a stickler on not going to bed angry. So it doesn't matter whether it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We are going to have to talk it out, pray about it, pray it out, and come to some type of a resolution, or else we're not getting any sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And that has happened at least a couple of times. So
Okay.
all Simchah Yahu, it's a growing process because I never thought that this time last year that I would even be discussing marriage, let alone getting married,
Mm-hmm.
because we reconnected at last year's Hebrew Wall Street event.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 months later, we got married.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very grateful that the Most High sent me such a wonderful covering that loves me, that has taken my children. My children call him dad. They don't call him pops or anything like. They call him dad.
Mm-hmm.
They acknowledge him as their father, and that speaks volumes to me.
Wow.
So, he loves my mom, calls her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and we've even adopted a daughter. My son's best friend moved in with us when we all moved the family to Texas. So we are a family of 8 because we have 3 children here with us, and then we are looking for my husband's twins.
Oh, he's got some
Yeah.
twins that are missing.
Yeah, a boy and a girl.
Oh, goodness. Okay. How are we looking out? You didn't open it. It just took me off my questions. Now, what? Okay, he's got some twins that are missing. Oh, how old are they?
15.
15. Okay. So how are we going about finding them?
We're going through the appropriate channels, trying to
Okay.
go through vital records in the state of Louisiana.
Okay.
So we're just praying for something to come to a resolve because, like any parent, they're not going to be complete until the family is complete.
Uh-huh.
Like, we can't even think about expanding our family until we have our entire family together. So that is our focus right now.
Okay. Okay. I'm just like all in right now. Okay. We'll talk about it more when we get off air because I'm telling you, I could sit here all day with this because I've got some ideas. But You know what? All praises to the Most High Yah. He brings things together, how he needs to bring them together, when he needs to bring them together. And like I tell people, he is not 1D, he is multi-D. He's not 3D, he's all kind of D. He does everything perfectly. His ways are not our ways. So I look forward to seeing what becomes of that. And we pray for those twins in advance that they are going to be found safe and sound.
Yes.
Yes. Well, sis, what we have to do now is we're going to take a slight break, a commercial break, which is scripture reading, and then we will be back in just a moment. The book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33. There shall no evil happen unto him that fears Yahuwah, but in temptation even again he will deliver him. A wise man hates not the Torah, but he that is a hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm. A man of understanding trusts in the Torah, and the Torah is faithful unto him as an oracle. Prepare what to say, and you so shall be heard. And bind up instruction, and then make answer. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree. A stallion horse is as a mocking friend. He neighs under everyone that sits upon him. Why does one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? By the knowledge of Yahuwah they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them has he made high days and sanctified them, and some of them has he made ordinary days. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge Yahuwah has divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them has he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them has he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as likes him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the righteous against the sinner, and the sinner against the righteous. So look upon all the works of El Elyon, and there are 2 and 2 one against another. I awakened up last of all as one that gathers after the grape gatherers. By the blessing of Yahuwah I profited and tread my winepress like a gatherer of grapes. Consider that I labored not for myself only, but for all of them that seek learning. Hear me, O ye great men of the people, and hearken with your ears, ye rulers of the assembly. Give not your son and woman, your brother and friend, power over you while you live, and give not your goods to another, lest it grieve you, and you entreat for the same again. As long as you live and have breath in you, give not yourself over to any. For better it is that your children should seek to you than that you should stand to their courtesy. In all your works, keep to yourself the preeminence. Leave not a stain in your honor. At the time when you shall end your days and finish your life, distribute your inheritance. Fodder, a wand, and burdens are for the ass, and bread, correction, and work for a servant. If you set your servant to labor, you shall find rest. But if you let him go idle, he shall seek liberty. A yoke and a collar do bow the neck, so are tortures and torments for an evil servant. Send him to labor, that he be not idle, for idleness teaches much evil. Set him to work as if fit for him. If he be not obedient, put on more heavy fetters, but be not excessive toward any. And without discretion do nothing. If you have a servant, let him be unto you as yourself, because you have brought him with a price. If you have a servant, entreat him as a brother, for you have need of him, as of your own soul. If you entreat him evil, and he run from you, which way will you go to seek him? Praise Yah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for PQLR1 Radio, where Yah is first. Praise Yah, of course. It stands for Peculiar One Radio. Feel free to call us or text us anytime. 314-744-9414. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Wherever you want to join us, just join us there. Also, we look forward to listening to some of your concerns or some praise, congratulations, or whatever you want to say to us concerning the radio station. We look forward to it. We want to, of course, thank our artists who are among us now. We have a new artist now, and we're talking to her. Her name is Sister Simchah Yahu. Thank you again, sis, for joining us. We appreciate you so much for the work that you're doing for Yah.
Hallelujah. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yes. So let's resume. So when we left off, we were talking about these twins that your husband is yet searching for, and we are in prayer. Let us all agree in prayer corporately that Yah's will be done for that whole situation. It is a beautiful thing when Yah brings his children together. So that's a great thing. We look forward to hearing the praise report on that. Don't want to be all Christian like, but you know what? Praise report. We can't wait to hear the praise report on that. Yes. So, sis, let's go ahead and talk about the music. So we have some music here that we have selected, of course. Now, the songs that stood out to me here recently, of course, they're older songs, and it's okay because Yah's music never expires. Don't you agree?
Hallelujah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a blessing. So the song that I listen to quite often is Yahuwah Love. Talk to us about that song.
Oh, wow. Everyone loves that song.
Oh,
I didn't think that was going to be one of the songs that would have hit so well off of that first project. But my Ima and I both were wrong on that one. But that was basically a love song that Ima wrote to Abba. And all esteem, it was just me being the vessel being used to sing it. Video was shot wonderfully by my Ak with iRep Entertainment in Cincinnati, Ohio. That was a great day. We got a lot done that day. But just showing him how much we love him. That's really what that is about. How we acknowledge him in everything that we do. How we love the one that loves us first. Our very first love. So that's really what that pertains to. And it's one of my favorites. And I was able to minister it the first time last weekend at Hebrew Wall Street, and everyone loved it. So all esteem to Yahuwah.
Oh, praise Yah for that. That is good to hear. You know, it's amazing when something that we think of as not really nothing, but you know, not really having that much oomph to it, and then it takes full steam. It's like, wow, okay, yeah, you had a different agenda than I did. Praises to the Most High, Yah.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so the next song we have is Esteem of Yah. Talk to us about that.
That another Ima Amaya creation.
Okay.
Just another, it was really like a just a little bop, you know, something to again praise and honor and give all esteem to him. And you know, he's not just the creator of us, he's the creator of all.
Right.
From the Shamaim to here on earth, the trees, the wind, he creates it all, and it's all for his esteem.
That is so true. And it's wonderful when we have music that reminds us of that, because even things that we come up with, you know, we can become haughty, high-minded, arrogant, vain, and think that we really had something to do with it, when no, we were just like a
Had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
He is the ultimate architect of it all.
Yes, he is the one. He is the one. So that is good that we have music that reminds us of that. Now, the next song I have is Girl I Used to Know. Now, you talked to us about like some of the struggles that you had gone through earlier on in life. And talk to us about Girl I Used to Know. Is that kind of descriptive of those times?
Yes, that was actually one of the very first songs that I wrote. Um, it basically tells a little bit of my backstory. So in the second verse, I say that I was a young girl stuck in a bubble
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't sure if I was loved by my actual father.
Mm-hmm.
And that pertains to the truth. Like I said, met him for the first time when I was 10, and he passed away by the time I turned 13.
Mm-hmm.
So, very short relationship, very trivial.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, I couldn't understand in a child's mind, I could not understand how an adult doesn't seek out their child. Was it me? Was I the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't me, then what was the problem that you could not come into my life sooner?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
struggled with that for years. And I believe that because I struggled with that for so long, I wound up trying to look for love in the wrong places
Mm-hmm.
at that time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I became a mom because I wanted someone that loved me,
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't get the love that I needed from my dad at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's so funny you say that, because a lot of young moms say that, but once you
yeah,
have a baby, you know good and doggone well that that baby is not trying to do what you think that it was going to do. You end up just really exhausting yourself. It's not a baby doll. It's a
no,
real live human
a
being, and
real life human being.
yeah, they have greater expectations. So,
And they grow up to have opinions of their own
yeah,
that
yeah.
you may not would agree with all the time.
And look, I no judgment over here, because I was that. I don't know if I had this thing in my mind where I was I don't know. I just thought I was grown, just period. I know that, but it's definitely something that we at this age and stage are coming up as elders should be talking with the youth about,
Mhm.
just this information that the youth should have about being parents. It's not just teen parents, but just having children out of wedlock, having these relationships out of wedlock can really drive you into the nothingness, right?
Right.
I mean,
And that's why
it is.
but I truly believe that I have the type of relationship with my children that I have is
Uh-huh.
because I'm very open and transparent with them.
Okay.
I give them 100% of me. I don't give them just the mom side of me. I
Uh-huh.
give them Gabby, the daughter.
Uh-huh.
I give them Gabby, the teenager, Gabby, the preteen. I have those conversations with them.
Mhm.
And some people would be like, you're too loose with your kids. But see, that's how children sometimes wind up not listening to their parents, because they don't reveal the
Mhm.
battle scars that we've gone through in our past to our kids, to
Right.
let them know and reassure them. I felt this way too when I was your age, but
Mhm.
this is how I got through it. This is how I got out of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
I truly believe that if we don't have these heavy, weightier matter conversations with our kids while they're young,
Mhm.
then we're going to lose them when they become teenagers,
That
and they'll be gone from us by the time they become adults.
that is so true.
So if
Said
I
be
have to
so
be
safe.
100% transparent and open with my kids,
Uh-huh.
then so be it. If that means that they cling to the Most High and they cling to me a little bit longer, so
Mhm.
that way I can help them through whatever situations that they may be dealing with.
Right. Right. That is so important to develop that. And I always think of it, because I don't know, it's just so it's like a sentimental thing to me, because if we always say if we go back in time, but like I remember how I thought as a teen. Like
Mhm.
there was just nothing there really filling what what was missing, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the world is always there to infiltrate with their own ideas and ideals.
Mhm.
So we're kind of just open to doing that, even if you're in church, because we know that that's just a come and go type of thing. It's not really about developing the relationship. I'm not saying all churches are bad, but just
Right.
as a youth myself, I know it had just been a place to go. And then especially, if you see your parents being inconsistent with some things, you're really not establishing that foundation with the Most High Yah that is needed to guide you and lead you, especially if you have, an absent parent or something like that. It just becomes, you're just got this wide open space for the world to come in, and it just, some people look at people who keep their children busy as a problem. I think no, you definitely have to keep them busy, and like you said, you have to be open and honest with them so they are not really interested because they already know about it, like, oh, my mom already told me about that. And like young girls, like they might have some boy come up to them and say, ooh, girl, you fine, ooh, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can say, my daddy already told me that, they're not
Mm-hmm.
impressed. They're not impressed. And my daddy may not be a physical daddy. It might be what the Most High Yah is saying about them because they know who they are on the inside, Um, but there's just so much more that can be done if we're honest and transparent with our children at levels. Let's just say just like with the quote talk. You're not gonna tell a 4-year-old a lot of explicit information, but you're going to talk with them at their level, and then as they get older, the level grows. And so I think it's the same thing with everything. Like we are open and honest with our children about things instead of sheltering them from pertinent information that they will need for their life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it develops a better relationship. But, all of us don't grow up like that. Some of us grow up with shut doors and not appropriate information. So now that we're in this time, it's important to do what is right, do things Yah's way, seek him for understanding on how to raise these children versus dabbling in what the world says, no, seek him for everything. In all thy ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path.
And that's why I'm so grateful to have the kind of relationship that I have with my mother, because she was always that way with me. She never, you know how employers say I have an open door policy?
Right.
She always kind of had that kind of open door policy with me, from when I was a kid to a teenager all the way to adulthood.
Wow.
And so that was one piece of me when I became a mother that I took with me. I was like, I'm going to also be open and honest with my children, because the last thing I would want is to not share something that could have helped or prevented them from making a treacherous mistake. And now being in this awakening and living it out, anything that I can do to prevent you having a stumbling block. Because at the end of the day, if I don't, I'm going to be held accountable for that.
Yes.
That's what a lot of people don't think about, is that if we don't figure out one way how to reach our children, we are going to be held accountable for each and every mistake that they make. Trial and error. We are responsible.
Yep, because the root of it started somewhere. It's not just, okay, they jumped out of the womb, quote, bad. No, it's either what you did do and what you didn't do. And what I like to say is, you always hear people say, I didn't raise her like that, but it's like, yes, you did, because whatever you did do or didn't do has influenced her. Now, the difference is, like, you might have smoked crack. And then, I mean, this is like extreme. You might have you might have smoked crack, but then your daughter ended up being on alcohol. And you're like, I didn't raise her like that. But yes, you did, because she witnessed you smoking crack. She processed it in a certain way that required her to become an alcoholic. You don't get to say what happens. You might have smoked crack and she saw some activity in that. Then that required her to go out and sell her body because of however she processed that. You don't get to say how they will process these things.
Right.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, it's a lesson that we all need to learn. Of course, people say nobody's perfect. No, but we serve the perfect one. So we have to make sure that we stay in repentance about these children and continuously put them before the Most High Yah, because he was theirs before he was ours, So
Absolutely.
it could be quite the challenge. But that's the girl I used to know. Boy, that one got a little bit meaty and deep. So let's put that girl behind us and look forward. Okay, so Our King is Coming. I like that song because the title just says it all. Our King is Coming. Talk to us about that song.
Wonderful piece that my Ima and I co-wrote.
Mm-hmm.
My first time stepping outside of my comfort zone and rapping a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call myself a rapper. I call myself a trainee
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to it.
Mm-hmm.
But really being able to express myself. And I think at that time I was a little frustrated
Mm-hmm.
with the things going on in the world at the time.
Yes.
You're always going to find something to give you that kind of inspiration. So at that time, some things were going on in the news and it just triggered me, and I was able to channel that into my rhyme. But it's really just like a forewarning, like, listen, get your house in order, because when the time comes, you don't want to be on the back receiving end and you not make it into the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what that song is dictating.
Wow. Now, when you say some things are going on in the news, are you talking about maybe COVID, or I don't really know? Like what were you seeing?
I believe it was pre-COVID. It was just some things like going on in the worldly news
Okay.
that was happening that just irritated me.
Yeah, I
So I
feel
had to find a way to channel it and get it out.
I totally feel that. But just know here, if it's COVID, you can say COVID, you can say whatever, COVID, but we are not answering for nothing, nobody. This is Yah's network, and he allows the truth because he says the truth will make us free. So that's why I asked. If it's COVID, let's just say, okay, it was COVID. But yeah, let's be honest though, there's always stuff going on in the news because this wicked system, this world is just wicked. So there's always something. But
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what was going on before COVID? Because it's just been so long that we've been, seeing this stuff in the news. But praise Yah because He leads us and guides us into the proper understanding, and we lean and trust on Him, so we don't have to worry about what this world is doing. We know it is going down. It must for prophecy to come forth. So our King is coming is definitely one that people can feel because I know I felt it. It's a really good song. Okay,
Hallelujah.
so last but not least, what we have here is "You Alone." Talk to us about that song.
I was just discussing this at a fellowship at my house last week. So my Ima and I actually wrote that song on a Shabbat evening.
Hmm.
Um, the Ruach gave my Ima the track. She was able to find the track, and she just started writing to it. And it's basically a call and response, because when you listen to the lyrics, they're repetitive, nothing changes, but
Mhm.
it just proves and it shows like, yeah, you alone inhabit all of my praise.
Mm.
You alone are worthy of my devotion.
Wow.
It's just it's so short, but it's so pivotal.
Mhm.
Um, and we wound up getting the track that evening after Shabbat was over and recording it that night.
You are
It's
fast.
not,
I'm telling you, you don't waste no time. I don't know if I've met
no.
anybody quicker than you with producing the songs. I'm telling you, you play around. When the inspiration hits you, you're right there at the mic.
Yeah, it's amazing how the Ruach moves and gives her the words to say, or gives me the words to say, and we're able to come together and collaborate on it. Um, I think that's another thing that made our relationship delve even deeper.
Mhm.
Is that, we can come together. I can come to her with an idea. Came to her with an idea that the Most High had given me years ago.
Mhm.
Um, I always say that I find inspiration in my music from anything, from anywhere, from anyone.
Mhm.
And I have always been a huge Nina Simone fan. I love Nina Simone's music.
Uh-huh.
And one of my favorite songs from her is For Women. I
Mhm.
would listen to that song on repeat for years.
Mm.
And Most High gave me an idea about a year and a half ago to turn that song around and pivot 4 individual women from the scriptures to sing about.
Hmm.
And if you listen to Yah's 4 women from Selah Moments with Yahuwah,
Mhm.
you will hear how my Ima and I were able to rewrite it to pivot the role of 4 individual women. You'll hear from Shua and how she was tricked into eating the fruit. You'll hear from Miriam, Moshe's sister,
Mhm.
who wound up dealing with leprosy because of her, disobedience.
Mhm.
You hear from Miriam, the mother of the Most High.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, who was the first one? I can't think of it right now. But that collaboration, it took a minute to get together, but I was so grateful to SiSi Yah, Brit Yah, and Zakaria Zamir, who came and did their thing and brought my dream into a reality.
Wow.
It's a very, like, I have, out of all the music that I've done, I have a few favorites, and You Alone is my favorite with me and my mom. And Yah's 4 Women, I believe, is one of my favorite collaborations with different occultes.
Wow. Well, shout out to Nisia because she is on the network, on the station. We play her quite often. So praise Yah for her. That's
Mhm.
wonderful to hear. Now, what is it that we can expect from you here upcoming in the future? I know you said you were on a hiatus, but what can we expect from you soon?
Yahuwah willing, I am still putting some finishing touches on my spoken word EP that has not gone away. I have been thinking about incorporating a couple of other people so that way the project isn't just focusing on me doing spoken word,
Uh-huh.
but other truth artists that also do spoken word as well.
Mhm.
So that's why it's taken a little while to get the project finished.
Mhm.
And also, my husband is going to be hosting the spoken word EP as well. So he's kind of like be the introducer for each individual act.
Oh.
So that's going to take some time, of course, for us to find the time in our schedules for him to even record his parts.
Mm.
But I still have that coming. I'm still working on a collaboration album with Navashavi from iRep Entertainment, Cincinnati, Ohio. Shout out to the House of Serve,
Okay.
Between Two Worlds. So we're still working on that as well. Um, we may have to put it back on hiatus now because I just found out that she is expecting again.
Oh.
But we'll see what can happen. It'll be ready when the Most High deems it to be ready. So I have those 2 projects coming. I do plan on doing a project that focuses on love and marriage now
Mm.
that I am a married woman,
Mm.
and I'll be doing that with my husband as well.
Now, what is he doing? Is he singing? What is he doing?
No, he is not singing.
Okay. I was
He
gonna say,
wants
I
to
didn't
sing
remember him
so
singing
bad.
anything, but okay.
He wants to sing so bad. His zeal to sing is so strong. Like, he gets an A for effort. I will definitely give him that.
Well,
But no,
he could use the auto tune. It's okay. We
he's
can.
gonna produce a lot of it. And
Mhm.
he also does beats. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try and work out and do a couple of songs that are made up from his beats.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like best kind of description I can give you. There's a scene in, oh goodness, what is it? Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
And they're having a counseling session with their counselor. They open the movie with that and they close it with that. So
Mhm.
it's gonna kind of give you maybe like a little bit of a feeling from that.
Mhm.
I think I would love for my Ima to quote unquote play the counselor where we have those spoken moments in between the actual music pieces. But we already have a few tracks selected for that project. So now it's just about, grinding and actually writing it and then getting in the booth and recording it. So I definitely have those 3 projects coming. Right now, I'm really pushing the maxi single that I released earlier this year, Zion Speaks 12 Tribes,
Okay.
that features, oh my goodness, it features the Hebrew griot. For those that don't know, we have a Hebraic author who fuses um, coming into the awakening in the scriptures with a love story. Who doesn't love a love story that culminates around the Most High? Now, a character may not know, so then the secondary main character brings them into the awakening, or
Mm,
vice versa.
mhm.
So the opening of the song is part of an excerpt of a chapter from one of the Hebrew Griot's audiobooks that are available for you to listen to anytime on YouTube. Um, and the song was basically built around that excerpt.
Okay.
And the song also features the wonderful lyricism of Navashavi, Lahaya Serve, Yapa Q, Tawa Parya, Lanoya, Yardan, Ishana, goodness, Nuriya one, Zakaria, these amazing, amazing Akotis. It took almost a little over a year to get the song done, but I am extremely proud of it. And I'm extremely grateful to each and every sister that took the time to go on this journey with me and to write this song. So I'm very, very blessed to know these women and to be able to collaborate with them. And that's my focus right now, is to push that song, as well as I've been taking the time to really focus on my catering company that I have with my son, Keep It Clean Cuisine.
Mhm.
So we are currently selling 4 out of 5 of our organic non-GMO spice blends.
Okay.
We're putting the finishing touches on our 5th one.
Okay.
Our first one that we have is our Elijah's Fire seasoning that you can use on universally anything.
Mm.
We have our Oh My, It's a Fish Fry seasoning for all your clean seafood choices. We have our Kapow steak seasoning. You can use it for all of your steak needs. You can also use it in your burgers. We have our new lamb seasoning that is available that people really do like. And we have just put the finishing touches on our Jammin' Jerk seasoning.
Mm.
So we're getting ready to start pushing that one now.
Wow. Well, praise y'all for that. So now what we need to do is I took down a few notes. So this Hebrew griot, they can find that on YouTube by typing that word in Hebrew griot.
The Hebrew griot. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the Hebrew griot. Okay. I
Mhm.
make sure I do that. Okay. And then with your music, the spices and contact information, and also, if people can just support you monetarily, like for instance, if you have a Cash App or a PayPal, and they're like, "Oh, let me go ahead and give her an offering of my appreciation." Let people know that. So let them know how to find you, how to contact you, and how to support you financially.
Absolutely. So I'm available on all social media. On Facebook, you can message me through Simchah Yahu Music or my personal page, Simchah Yahu. I'm on Twitter under Simchah Yahu as well. And I'm available on Instagram through my music page, Simchah Yahu, my personal, it's Simchah Yahu, or my business page, Keep It Clean Cuisine. If you want to make a monetary donation or purchase a copy of any of my music, I have a website, www.simchayahu.com. You can make donations through there. You can purchase music through there. I actually just started a sale today that's going to run until the end of August, where you can buy 2 albums and buy 3 albums and get one free. And I just started that promotion today. You can also go on to Etsy and look up our shop, Keep It Clean Cuisine, and place your orders for any of the spice blends. Um, so you can reach me anyway through there. And any donations you wish to give, we greatly appreciate it, whether it be for Keep It Clean Cuisine or for Simchah Yahu Music. It all goes back into either business. So we appreciate any donations you wish to give.
Wow, that is wonderful, sis. Do you have any last words that you want to share with our people?
Just thank you, Toda, for the love, the support, the well wishes on everything that's going on in my life with our family. The House of Yaakov truly appreciates it. Also, make sure that you support my husband, DJ Taz 504 on YouTube. He has a weekly show. Every Shabbat, there's a Shabbat party from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube. And it also is streamed on Truth Music Radio, where the Z is for Zion. So you can definitely tune in on either platform, Saturdays from 7 to 9, as well as Monday evenings from 7 to 9 with his weekly Monday show, Zion Speaks, derived from my song, Zion Speaks. Always, like, share, and subscribe to videos to get his show out there as things are moving in his life as well. He's getting ready to work on some new endeavors, and he's getting ready to get back in the studio and work with Zug out of Atlanta for Inspiration for the Trenches Part 2. That will be featuring Kanal. So I'm very proud of him and excited for him on that.
Well, praise y'all for that. We want to thank you, sis, for taking the time to speak with us on this day. Again, we praise the Most High Yah for giving us the inspiration to follow him each and every day. So we look forward to the wonderful endeavors that he is blessing you to do and your family. Blessings to them as well. Again, shout out to Ima Amalia, DJ Taz, and the children. And Yah bless you all.
Toda, we appreciate it. And Toda, to you, we love and support you as well.
Yes. So we want to make sure that everybody knows. Join us, PQLR1 Radio, where Yah is first. Praise Yah for all he's doing. 314-744-9414. If you would like to text, reach out by calling or texting us at any time. And also social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I believe we are also on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, but yeah, I think we're on TikTok. We want to make sure we read our scripture, which is Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. I'm your sister SiSi. Thank you so much for joining us. This is PQLR1 Radio, where we keep Yah first, always. Praise Yah.
Yahusha HaMashiach. Yahusha our Messiah. Repent. The kingdom's at hand. Our King is coming. Don't you know? Our King is coming. Don't you know? Our King is coming. Get your house in order. Our King is coming. Fall back. No need in trying to get us to bow down and worship your mighty ones. Our hearts are fixed and eyes are focused on praising Yah through his beloved Son. No matter what you try to do to us, we're not going back to your pagan ways. We choose to obey the Torah, and we'll guard it until our dying day. Hey, our King is coming. Don't you know? Our King is coming. Don't you know? Get your house in order. Our king is coming. Yeah. Fall back. While you plotting and scheming, Yahuwah is covering his people. Oh, you still making plans? Well, here's a news break. Yahuwah done ramped up again. He knows all of your lies, your plots and your snares to trip up his people and them. What you don't know is that y'all's gonna prove the power is all in his hands. No more hidden agendas, meeting in back rooms, and they just dead. Now this is a warning to those who don't come when he's calling. This is Yahuwah, the beginning and the end. If you don't repent, you not gon' win. Don't play with his children. Judah, did you hear what I said? What you say? Don't force his hand, we are his children. 12 tribes, don't play with his children. Stand up, stand up. Our king is coming, don't you know? The Basura told us so. Our king is coming, don't you know? Our king is coming. Our king is coming. Get your house in order. Our king is coming. Fall back.